All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always, man, by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Racha HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing his work in truth and sincerity. And I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And as you can see, the title of this video is going to be For Lack of Bread and Great Tribulations. And that is a quote that I got from the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And Lord willing, I will read that verse. But in this lesson, I wanted to do a response unto this video here that was done by Glenn Beck. And as you can see, the title of this video reads, How the Port Workers Strike Will Affect You. Now, today is the second day of the port workers strike. And this strike, according to these experts, right, this strike is going to cost Babylon the Great around $5 billion a day. And also, it's going to put a lot of hell on different companies and workers and grocery stores, just goods overall, because everything that we have here in America is imported to us. All right. And so with these port workers on a strike, man, there's nobody there to unload those containers, right? The docks. It's just all sitting there, and it's causing people to panic buy. All right. I seen a few videos I was watching, before I started. But I seen a few videos, man, of people all around the country who are panic buying. All right. They're afraid of the times to come. They're not sure. So they went out, stocked up on tissue and, different things of that nature, man. But these people truly don't understand what's really coming down the pipe. But we do, okay? And the reason being is because we have the Holy Spirit. We have insight on prophecy. We understand through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai how bad it's really going to get. Now, we can, try to give you details of how it will look, but we really don't know how it's going to look. But we can let you know for sure, according to prophecy, it's going to be devastating to the point of people committing cannibalism and just all manner of vile things to one another. And so, before I play this video, man, I wanted to get two quick precepts, all right? Because we're living in some very interesting times, all right? And I just hope and pray that you brothers and you sisters out there are truly locking in the spirit, man. I hope you're praying. I hope you're working on yourself, because this road is going to really get bumpy, man, okay? It's going to really get bumpy, and it's going to be trying. And we're all going to have to dig deep within our spirit, man, in our spiritual bag, right? Our faith. Dig deep and put our trust in the Lord, man. It's going to get crazy, all right? So real quick, I wanted to start here real quick in Proverbs chapter 22 and the 3rd verse here. And it reads, A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. We foresee the evil, man. We see that Jacob's trouble is right there at the doors. We see the famines, the plagues, the riots, this crazy weather, the Most High God has a gumbo of things going on, right? He has a big gumbo of prophecies kicking off at the same time, and it's amazing, but it's frightening also, because it's like everything that we have been preaching about for years, man. Okay, starting with the apostles and the elders on down, things that we have been preaching about for years is finally manifesting itself, man. And to see it is like, whoa, you know, because for so long, man, people have doubted us. They scoffed, they mocked our family members, talked about us bad, called us crazy, saying that we're in the cults, all these different things, man. They did everything but take heed to the word. And now the evil is approaching, and they are confused. They're clueless. They don't know what to do. They're panic buying. They really don't have a clue. But for us in the faith, we foresee the evil, and we're hiding ourselves in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, right? In this secret place that is the truth. You know what? Salakia. Let me go to Psalm 91 to just further substantiate their point, man. We're hiding in the Lord. And we've been hiding in the Lord ever since we came into the faith, all right? Real quick, Psalm 91 in verse 1, it says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." What is the secret place of the Most High? This truth, man. All right? This is the secret place. Everyone don't have access to the secret place. It's only for the elect, man, and we're hoping and praying to build that number, okay? But we're doing things that the elect will be doing according to the scriptures, all right? Verse 2 says, "I will say of the Lord Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust." This should be your mentality. And if you have been in the faith, this has been your mentality, okay? And for you brothers and sisters out there, man, look, bro, you're going to be so glad that you fought the good fight of faith and that you're endured, man. Because the Most High God is going to take care of you, all right? All the things that you suffered, man, the ups, the downs, the losses, you stayed true to the Lord. You didn't turn your back, even though it was days that you wanted to give up, right? Days that you didn't want to fight, stress the hell out about things, life going crazy, But through it all, you stuck with it, man. It's going to pay off in the end. Trust and believe that, man. The Most High is going to take care of us, and we're going to be mind blown by it. Like, whoa. He said that my servants shall eat, and they shall drink. And we're going to see it manifest, man. And that's going to further confirm that, hey, we could very well be of that number, man. Well, matter of fact, you're going to know in that day, right? The Lord said it. He said, "Then it shall be known who am I chosen." So once you see the miracles and the things taking place, man, you're going to be glad that you stuck with it, okay? For you individuals out there who turned your back on the Lord, man, shame on you. As it says in in Sirach chapter 2, right? Those of you who pretty much gave up, the Lord gonna look, hey, He ain't gonna protect you, man. He ain't gonna save you. Because you didn't trust in the Lord. You know what? Let's grab it real quick. And I don't want to make this lesson too much longer, but whatever, man. Whatever. It's time, bro. It's time, bro. Man. It's finna go down. The Most High got some stuff brewing, man. Real quick, Ecclesiastes chapter 2. I'm going to grab that precept real quick. Chapter 2, and starting here at verse 12. It says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not right. He don't trust in the Lord. Therefore shall he not be defended. So for those who don't trust in Yahweh Shai, you will not be defended. We're going to need to be defended in the times to come. Both the men and the women, okay? It says, woe unto you that have lost patience, right? Those of you, you came into the faith, you endured for a while, but you're like, man, bro, I'm wasting my life, bro. This ain't for me, bro. I got to go find myself, right? Woe unto you, man. It says, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you, right? What you going to do, man, when the Most High God turn up? He gonna apply pressure to you, man, and judge you, okay? Because you have openly put Yahweh Shai to a shame by dropping the plow, by scoffing and mocking and turning your back on this truth, man. It's gonna be hell to pay, boy. For you, if you have children, for your children. You made light of the Lord's word, man. You made light of the ministry. You made light of the Lord's men. You thought it was all just a fun and game, little get together. No. This is life or death, boy. The Most High is real, man. His word is real. The prophecies he has given are real, man. Don't you see? Can't you see? It's happening. What more does the Most High God have to do to show you that he's real? I mean, we read the same Bible. So what the hell is going on, man? This is serious, bro. Okay? This is serious, man. Going back to Psalm 91, right? Reading verse 2 again. I will say of the Lord Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress. My power, in him will I trust. Put your trust in the Lord, man. Be obedient, okay? Have that faith like King David had, So, going back to Psalm 22, right? It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished, right? Those who can't foresee the evil, they're lost. They just continue on with their so-called lives, right? And they think that everything is going to be fine, right? You know how we have a scare here and a scare there? And, people, they get afraid, but in the back of their mind, like, this is America and we're going to bounce back. So ain't nothing to worry about. This time, it could be very different. It could be very different, okay? To where things don't bounce back to what you're normally used to, right? To what you normally see. It could go left, like all the way left. All right. This strike is oh my goodness. And I'm gonna get into the video, okay? But the prudent man foreseeth the evil. And that's because of this wisdom, the Holy Spirit. So going here to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, and the 8th verse, right, getting to the point, it says, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, right? The she is talking about wisdom. It says, and conjure it aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches. She can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders and the events of seasons and times. So through wisdom, we foresee signs. We understand these prophecies, man. They're manifesting, okay? It's real. So let's get into this video here. I want to let it play maybe like 6 minutes of it, but he making some good points in this video. I'm not going to stop it too much, but he is making some good points, man. All right, so this is Glenn Beck video here, how the port worker strike will affect you. So here we go.
Let me take you first to another issue. You know, you get up this morning, scrolling through your phone, checking your news feed, having a cup of coffee, and then there's this headline: U.S. port workers begin nationwide strike. Okay, good. Now, you could just blow this off because the ports and, you know, dock workers sounds distant, you know.
It was the worst season of The Wire.
Okay.
You know,
All
so
right.
it's the kind of the one you skip,
Sure.
I feel like.
Okay, this one is about to reach out right into your home, your wallet, your daily life. So I need to explain what's coming our way. First, in week 1, in the first week, you might not notice much. So there's no reason to panic. You can go and go to the store and stock up on some things, but there's no reason to run out and do that this week. Your online orders are still arriving. Maybe you hear a blip on the news about some ships stuck offshore, for a few industries hinting at some delays. But for most people, life is going to go on as normal in week 1. It started last night. Now, behind the scenes, things are starting to shake and crack a little bit. Retailers, manufacturers, and businesses that depend on regular shipments are beginning to feel the pinch in week 1. The just-in-time supply system, you know, that we all learned about in COVID, that's beginning to have a little bit of a strain, and it's starting to wobble a little bit. And while the shelves are still full for now, the stock rooms in the back are running thin. By week 2...
Okay, so right now we are in week 1, and the American people are already panic buying. Okay, they're clearing the shelves, all the water, all the tissue, all the soaps. All right, they're buying up everything already. Okay, I went to HEB after work. People are panic buying. People got 2 and 3 carts, you know, tissues piled up. I'm like, but look at these people, man. Now, ain't nothing wrong, you know, with buying stuff, you know, but they're putting their trust in that. That's their salvation, okay? Buying up every damn thing, you know? And most Americans are living from check to check. So they're spending all their, you know, hard-earned money on these supplies, hoping that it lasts long enough to where they don't have to, you know, keep panic buying and, you know, doing these other things, but it could very well get crazy. As Glenn Beck is going to explain, to where these stores are not restocked, man. And when there's no more food, there's no more water in these grocery stores, you're going to see these so-called civilized, God-fearing Christian Americans truly lose their minds. It won't take a month, okay? These people will lose their minds. We've seen videos of how they act during the CV19, right? It was total mayhem. You see how people act during, you know, Black Friday sales and all this stuff. They, you know, stampeding over one another. Some people be getting unalived. They're fighting over towels and, just baby things. They're pulling the plastic off, yelling, rah, going crazy. But these are in situations to where it's so-called managed, right? You got security there, workers there to try to so-called manage it out and, work it out. Look, bro, when it's really empty, there's no security guard. There's no, hey, hold on, don't grab that. No. It's going to be total mayhem. Anarchy, okay? People will maul each other, man. If you think that your neighbor or your cousin, somebody, won't go berserk, he will. They will, okay? So here we go.
By the second week, you're going to start feeling things. So next week, maybe midweek, if it's still going on, maybe you head for the store and something as simple as bananas or a pair of new shoes, suddenly the shelves aren't as full. Some items just aren't there. Fresh avocados or berries that you've gotten used to, they're sitting on ships waiting to dock. And it's not just food, it's electronics, it's clothing, even toys for your kids. They start becoming harder to find. Prices, by week 2, they may start on some items to inch upward. Businesses are now scrambling to get their hands on what's left, and the competition drives up costs. That cheap TV that you were thinking of buying, you may have to add anywhere from 10 to 30% to the price tag by the end of week 2. If you were planning on doing some home repairs or upgrades, good luck. All of the tools and materials are sitting in crates, gathering dust at the ports. This is also a problem because of the hurricane. Anything that you get at Home Depot is going to be in short supply because of the hurricane, and by week 2, the dock workers strike. Now, by the third week, if it goes on that long, now we're getting into some problems. It's no longer just a shortage of bananas or phone chargers. Entire industries begin to slow down. Factories that rely on parts from overseas just in time can't keep running. So the workers in those factories, people you might know, maybe it is you, are getting furloughed, sent home without pay because there's nothing for you to build. Groceries.
Real quick. I used to work for HEB warehouse, okay? I worked for the dry side, for the groceries, right? I remember the days of Hurricane Harvey, right? And the panic buying back then, and the workload, We had a bunch of stuff in the, in the inventory, right, to give out, to the trucks and everything. But some of it did slow down. And you can go to HEB and get what you want like you normally did, right? But the docks, were still open, the ports was open, all this stuff. But it got kind of a little, shaky. This go around, it might not be anything in those warehouses, man. And as Glenn Beck was saying, they're going to start sending people home because there won't be no work. It won't be any orders to pick, right? It's going to be the same thing for grocery supply warehouse. I used to work there. It's going to be the same thing for Kroger warehouse, for Randall's warehouse, for Cisco warehouse, for Costco's warehouse, for Walmart's warehouse. They're all depending on these ports and the importing of things, right? It could very well get sour, man. I still know some people who work for HEB, right? A Jake that I'm cool with. If it make it to week 3, all right, I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna text them, say, bro, what's up, bro? How is HEB looking? What have they been saying to y'all? Just to get some inside info, man. So here we go.
Stores begin to ration some items. and limiting on some items how much you can buy. Now, at this point, the strike is not a nuisance. This is week 3. This point in week 3, it becomes a crisis. The online orders you placed, delayed, weeks out. Businesses are pleading with the government for help by now, but even if the strike ended in week 3, it would take weeks to untangle the mess at the ports. By now, inflation is beginning to rear its ugly head. Everything from groceries to gas to clothes is more expensive than it was just 2 weeks ago. Week 4. This is when it becomes the full weight of the strike is unavoidable, and I believe it becomes a national security problem. And possibly by this time in week 4, it is just one part of what I am looking for, and we'll explain later on the show, a polycrisis. A polycrisis is what will take us out in a knockout blow.
Right. Now, if you remember, right, last year at the World Economic Forum, what did Klaus Schwab say? He said that it's going to be polycrisis coming in the near future. This could be one of those situations. Okay? See, he used to like to tell you stuff before it happened, right? Because he want to seem like he a prophet or something, you know? He got his witches and warlocks give him visions and, prophecies, so-called. And they get out, and talk their talk. But at the World Economic Forum, they talked about polycrisis, man. This could very well lead to that situation. All right? So here we go.
And you already have a little bit of a polycrisis with the dock workers and the hurricane. Small businesses are now closing their doors because they can't get their inventory. Grocery store shelves are sparse with some items missing altogether. Your favorite brands might be out of stock. Maybe you head to the hardware store only to find that the building materials you need are either unavailable or so expensive they're out of reach. Now let's talk long term. Timing couldn't be worse because we're heading into fall. And you know what that means. The holiday season. Retailers are counting on the next few months for a huge chunk of their sales. And the Christmas gifts you've been eyeing, there's a good chance they won't make it in time for Christmas.
Did you hear that, Jake? Your holidays may not be so joyous, Jake. And you know our people, they live for the holidays. Right? Halloween, but especially Thanksgiving and Christmas, okay? Don't nothing make a nigga more moist than Christmas and Thanksgiving. All they get a nigga moist, boy. He get real moist. Christmas? Shit. If Jake came by Christmas this year, Jake gonna tear this hoe down. He gonna tear it down. Jake gonna tear this hoe down, dog. Shit, criminal. Man, Jake gonna tear this hoe down, dog. He got it by his children. Lord have mercy. If Jake can't celebrate criminal, dog, okay. That Jay shit, Jay gonna tear this hoe down, dog. They need criminal, dog. Shit. They gonna tear this hoe down, dog. Oh man. I pray, please, Yahweh Shema Shai, let it last for months. I pray you take away these niggas' holidays. I pray you make it miserable, Lord. In Yahweh Shai name, please make these niggas' holidays terrible. Make it to where they can't buy them iPads and them PS5s. Please make it worse. Please get Jake, Lord. Because Jake, around this time of the year, Jake working crazy hours, right? Jake putting in 90 hours a week, going crazy, right? I pray you niggas have a terrible Christmas. Please, Lord. Please give Jake a terrible Christmas. Make these niggas better. Make his baby mama mad. Make them all mad. They can't buy Christmas this year. Please, Lord. Destroy their idols, okay? All that bad stuff they do. Santa Claus, his big ass ain't coming around the town this year, right? His big ass ain't coming around this year. He gonna have to hold up at the dock. He got Santa Claus at the dock. Yeah, him and Rudolph punk ass at the dock. Here we go, man.
Toys, electronics, clothing, they're sitting in ships or back-ordered at factories. They can't get the parts. Even if the strike ends after 4 weeks, the backlog will last for months. Shipping will be slow, and prices, you'll be paying a premium for anything you can find. So here's what you need to know. Week 1, just be aware. If you want to get some fruit and you have some extra fruit in the house, for week 2, if it goes on that line, great. I can't imagine that this strike goes on very long because it will create a national emergency. However, I'm not sure if our president is too busy lathering on sunscreen at the beach or if his goals are just not the same as our goals to keep America safe and healthy. So I don't know why. I remember the train negotiation. He kept the trains running. We kept the trains running. He got involved immediately. And he made sure that strike didn't happen. Well, where is he now? And the media is saying, well, he can't really do anything, can't really, maybe in a couple of weeks. Really? Maybe in a couple of weeks. He stopped the train thing from going into a strike. Why isn't he involved this time? He's Mr. Labor Union. So I don't know what's happening. In a normal America, the president would make sure this strike was settled. But wait until you hear what they're asking for and what they've already turned down. So,
Right. So that's how I'm going to play on this video. I encourage you, brothers and sisters, to watch the rest of it. I'm sure that elders and brothers out there are going to do a response to this video. I may have already done. Okay. But just going through those scenarios, man, you can see how things can play out, right? It can really get bad, man. And this is why you hear the apostles, the elders, and the brothers always highlighting 2 Corinthians 15 and 2 Corinthians 16. I have both chapters pulled up. And what's written in here, now it don't seem so far-fetched, right? It don't seem like something that's so distant off in the future. No, this is now. Now, this is going to make so much sense to you now. It's going to be so much clearer now. And I love going into these chapters, man, because this is the real deal. This is going to be Jacob's trouble, man. Okay? This is a somewhat visual of what Jacob's trouble would be like. So, let's start here at verse 1, man. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So these things are true, all right? These prophecies, they're faithful and they're true. Don't let nobody who don't believe and don't understand trouble you, man. I don't care what a black atheist got to say, or some Christian who don't, so-called agree with the Apocrypha not being canon. Nigga, I don't care. You're through. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And just to give you Christians you know what? I'm gonna give you a nugget. Our Lord Yahweh, he quoted 2nd Ezra. If you didn't know, he did. Go find the precept. Here we go. Verse 5 says, Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. This is what the living God Yahweh has prepared, man. Do these things seem far and distant? They don't. This can go down very soon, man. All right? One major event can lead to another, and another, and another. To where it's just complete mayhem in these streets, bro. It says, For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So the Most High is going to make it crazy out here. All right? He's going to make it crazy, man. And this is why when you go down here in 2nd Ezra 15, Ezra started to give you some details, man. Verse 14 says, Woe to the world, and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. What event is going to take place in the earth, man? That's going to make these people draw the sword on one another. Make them fight each other, man. Riots, okay? Civil war, civil unrest. A famine will do that to you, okay? A lack of food, a lack of water, a lack of clothing and shelter. Hunger will make the average person lose their wits. It will happen, man. It says, For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's going to get to a point in the near future, man, to where these people won't be taking heed to what the president is saying, the local officials, right, the police. They're not going to care anymore. What event is going to take place to make that happen? We don't know. But a famine can do that, as Esdras is going to explain. A famine can make people say, to hell with this. I'm taking power into my own hand, and I'm going to do what I want to do. To hell with waiting on the government and FEMA. I'm going to go to HEB and just take shit, or to Walmart, or wherever, and take what I want. I need medicine. I need this. I need, first aid kits. I need all these things. So people will be in large groups, man. As you be seeing in certain videos, you see mobs of people who go into a convenience store or a jewelry store, and they just ransack everything, man. That's going to be happening, but on a major scale here in Babylon the Great, bro. It's going to get real. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? What event, once again, is going to take place to where they're going to have to shut down the cities, and we won't be able to travel from city to city? Something major going to have to go down, bro. This is a lockdown. This is a lockdown. Oh, Slakia. A man should desire to go into the city and should not be able. That is a lockdown, people. Okay? You can't go nowhere. This also can lead into what? Those 15 mini cities. But this is a lockdown, people. All right? You can't go anywhere. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Now, why is that? Why wouldn't a man show no mercy, no pity unto his neighbor? Most neighbors are friends, you know. They barbecue, you know, they talk, they hang out. You know, their wives know each other, their children know each other, they play. But something is going to come to pass, right? Some event going to take place to where, you know, neighbors are going to slaughter each other, man. And Ezra is going to tell you why. He says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because, right, this is the reason, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Hail, famine will make people hurt one another, man. Neighbors, close friends, family members, they will fight. Matter of fact, if you go to, real quick, if you go to 2 Ezra chapter 6, it tells you that. It tells you that friends are going to fight each other, man. I think it's the 22nd verse, right? Starting in verse 22. It tells you that, man. That friends will fight each other. Okay? 2 Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. This protest with these port workers, man, it could lead to that, right? It says, the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one another like enemies. Why? Because there's going to be no food, no supplies. So they're going to fight, okay? It's going to be real. It says, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So it's going to get to that point, man. All right? And I'll read my last 2 precepts here, and I'll close out. But, I mean, we're living in some very, very strange times, man. All right? Mark chapter 13, verse 19, it says, for in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which the Most High created unto this time, neither shall be. So Yahushua is telling us that a time like no other is coming in our time, man. In the near future, it's going to be bad, okay? It says, and except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he had chosen, he has shortened the days. So the Lord shortened the days for the elect's sake, man, to save them. Because if not, no flesh should be saved. So it's going to be complete mayhem in these streets, all right? Last precept, Revelation chapter 6, verse 5, because Glenn Beck was mentioning inflation, right? And how the prices of things can go up because of this strike. Well, prophecy goes into that, okay? This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 5. It says, when the Lamb broke the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd living being say, come. I looked up and saw a black horse, and his rider was holding a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard a voice from among the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. That, my friends, is called inflation. All right? Hyperinflation. This situation can lead to that, right? It says, and don't waste the olive oil and wine, which they represent the truth, all right? It says, verse 7, right, get ready to close out here. It says, when the Lamb broke the 4th seal, I heard the 4th living being say, come. I looked up and saw a horse whose color was pale green. Its rider was named Death, and his companion was the grave. These two were given authority over 1/4 of the earth. 1/4 of the earth is talking about America, okay? This is the 4th part of the earth here, America, right? On the other side of the world, you got what? You got Africa, Europe, and Asia, right? This is the 4th part over here in the Americas. So it says these two were given authority over 1/4 of the earth to kill with the sword and famine and disease and wild animals. We will witness this, okay? These plagues will be loose in the world, man. And once these things hit on a nationwide scale, on a global scale, but really here in Babylon the Great, you will know that a prophet have been among you, man. So I'll close out there. Lord willing, it was edifying, man. All praise Yahweh Shema Shai, Hashem Chakadash. The honors unto the apostles, the elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to the elect. Keep fighting, keep pushing out there, man. Keep your head on a swivel, all right? Because things are about to get very interesting, bro. Shalom. Shalom.